What are we talking about? I can't remember. What are we talking about? Yeah, that's it. GDV, gross development value. When I started my journey in property, this term, this acronym was thrown about a lot, and I just didn't understand what it meant. Sometimes it's like, does it mean this? Does it mean that? So yes, I'm in a good position now to explain to you, because obviously I have used it myself. I have experienced what GDV is, and I have a good understanding of it now. So GDV, gross development value. This is a term that's commonly used by property investors and developers, and it can be very confusing, but I will demystify that for you today. So GDV refers, I'm almost saying GDP, GDV refers to the total value of a development project once it has been completed and ready for sale or rental. That seems quite simple, doesn't it? But yeah, a bit confusing. But that's it. Don't overthink it. So your GDV refers to the total value of this development after it's been completed and ready to be sold. So if I can, give an example, make it more practical and pragmatic. So your GDV is all the money in that investment, that property investment. For example, how much you bought the property for, what you've spent on the property, all the money that has gone into making that property what it is, all that has gone into making that property what it can sell for when it comes to selling it. Yeah. So your GDV will usually take into consideration your acquisition costs. It will take into consideration your professional costs, so your legal fees, your stamp duty, your surveyor, every professional cost and fees that has gone into making that property what it is upon completion. It will also take into consideration your construction cost or refurbishment costs. Your GDV will also take into account all other associated costs that have gone into making that property what it is. Obviously not associated costs like what you had for lunch that day you went on your site visit, or your fuel cost that day you went on a site visit. No, it's not going to take all of that into consideration, because obviously you should be rational and pragmatic. So yes, so when you take all of that into consideration, so for example, you buy this house for £100,000. We probably shouldn't use figures. Yeah, you buy this property for a certain amount of money, the purchase price, and then you spend legals on it. You spend stamp duty. You pay for stamp duty. You take out the survey on the property, that costs you money. You refurb. So if it was land that you bought, it will be construction cost. If it was, already built property that you're refurbishing, then that's your refurb cost. Your marketing expenses, that also goes into your cost. You also take into consideration any other associated costs. Maybe you had planning on this particular project, you put that in there. And then now that the property is ready and on the market, a valuer will come out to see what it will value for on the current market. Is it more appealing? Is it more practical? Is it more functional? All of these go into the consideration of what your gross development value is. Do you understand? So when you say, oh, you bought this property at this particular amount of money, and then you spend this much on it, and then coming on to completing this property, completing the project, the GDV will be. That's how you use the term GDV, gross development value. I hope this has been valuable for you. But yeah, I wish you good luck on your property investment journey, and I'll see you in the next one.